Hello, YouTube family. This is Carlos Garcia. Today's lesson is going to be on receiving God's blessings. And the reason I titled that was because, remember last week I talked about that if we only trust God halfway and do halfway, we can't expect anything more. Well, this lesson goes hand in hand with that. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to speak on today is God's blessings. I am more going to speak today on how we receive, and if we finish short or give up, we won't receive all His blessings. Before I mentioned that if we put in half, don't expect anything more than half. There are times that we think something is going to be hard for us, and our natural instinct is just to give up or quit because it's so much easier. And I'm going to give an example of this. For example, with college courses, you can either stick to a course or drop it close to the end of the semester. Some people drop because they think they don't have a chance, while others drop because they know they are going to fail and don't want the F on their transcript. I am more talking to the people who think they are going to fail and not have a chance. This happened to me personally. I did not think I was going to pass some of my courses, so I would drop them because I thought it was very difficult and I sold myself short. There's one specific instance that I sold myself short to getting all His blessings. The accounting course was very difficult for me. And I'm going to bring this course to this course is a perfect example to what I'm going to talk about, or what I am talking about. The first time I took it, I had a professor with a doctorate degree. She was extremely rude to me because the testing disability center gave me the option to take my test in the classroom or in the center. I wanted to take my test in the classroom and asked the professor if I can, and she rudely raised her voice at me saying, "No, you can't. You know why?" Like she was extremely rude. I ended up failing that course, by the way. The second chance I had in order to pass the course, I came down with positional vertigo, and I sold myself short because I did not think I could do it. I thought it would have been impossible because I would get migraines and feel spinny a lot. I really had trouble concentrating so that semester was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. So I took that course in order of 3 times, but 1 and 2 I dropped them. 1 I failed, 2 I dropped. Let's go on to the third one. Third's a charm. The third time I took it, I had an actual professor that would help me. She knew that I was struggling and I was failing close to the end of the semester. The only reason I did not drop it is that I needed to pass the course in order to graduate. And I was like, I think I found the right one to help me. I'm referring to the professor. She was a great help. Since she knew I was failing, she let me in on knowing somewhat what was going to be on the final exam. I knew I needed to pass the exam in order to pass the course. In the morning of the exam, I prayed before the exam, and I took the exam and the testing in Disability Center. She made it clear to me that this exam will wipe out all my failing grades if I pass. A few days later, I checked my blackboard for the grade. I saw my final was a C. So therefore I made a C in the course. After that, so at Tarleton, where there was a thing called the bandstand, it was a gazebo. I went there and I got to tell you all of the rest of the story. After that, so this is me at the bandstand. After that, I cried tears of happiness because I needed to pass the course in order to graduate. I flipped open my Bible in a random verse and it opened to Proverbs 16:33, which I'm pulling from the NLT version. We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they will fall. The only reason I shared the story because I think it shows a good example of us quitting early and never get God's full blessing all the way, to stick it to the end and experiences His full blessing. We as humans quit early being we just don't think we could do it. But if I gave up accounting the third time just like the first two times, I would have never known if I could have done it or not. 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept His faith. And that's the end of what I'm going to say. So, the point of this lesson being we should not give up early, because with us giving up early or never trying, we will never experience his full blessing. And that goes alongside with what I was saying last week. If we only trust God halfway, we can't expect anything more than half. For example, if I dropped the accounting course the third time, I would have never experienced what I did whenever I passed the course, because it was such an awesome moment for me. And I will never forget that moment. But like I said, I had to just try and believe to receive God's full blessing. And number one blessing is I got the right teacher to help me out, that she knew I was struggling. And number two is she helped me understand what was going to be on the final. Well, if y'all got any questions about this, just put your comments. Just put your comment in the comment section below, and I'll respond to it. And like I said, if y'all like what you see and love this kind of content, just like and subscribe, and you will get a notification every Monday on your phone. All right, this is Carlos signing out. Thank you for listening to me. God bless y'all.